Hello, my name is Kevin, and I am sure that there's many of you guys out there that can relate to my story. All of my stories are factual. I have no need to sugarcoat or lie about anything. All of the messages I keep as proof in case I ever get told otherwise. There is no need for me to lie because I gain nothing out of lying. I just want people to have somewhere where they can talk and relate to each other. Men have always been told that they are dogs or they are far worse than females, but I tend to find that is certainly not the case and that men have a lot more feelings than women think and that women can be a lot more cruel than guys. I have way too many of these stories to share, so basically what I hope to accomplish by doing this is keeping a personal journal diary here on YouTube, using this as a platform to reach out to other guys that may be feeling the same thing as me, because I know on TikTok there definitely is. And I'll get to more on that later. But basically, this story that I have to share with you guys is about being led on. And it's a pretty sad story. It broke my heart. I mean, I'm still sad about it. And basically, it all started about a few days before my birthday. This was early January. My birthday is January 11th to be exact. There was this one female that I remember seeing around my high school. I thought she was attractive and I had her on social media, and I usually never do this, but I decided to DM her. Even though I haven't been one to chase another female in a while, especially after, I had just gotten over a relationship that I had prior. But I decided to give dating another shot, and I decided to be the one to shoot my shot, so to say. So I DM'd her, and in the message, I went ahead and went with the pickup line. It was a pretty good pickup line, in my opinion. I thought it was a good one. She liked it as well. So basically what I said, and I made it very obvious by the pickup line that you guys are about to hear, I made it very obvious that I was interested in her. So basically I said, if God could turn water into wine, then he can turn you into mine. To my surprise, she did respond to the DM actually, and she complimented me on my pickup line. She really liked it. And from there, we kind of started talking more. She asked me for my number so we can move it into texting instead of like personal DMs. We made small talk, the whole usual. What's your favorite color? What's your birthday? How old are you? I knew she was at least like a year or two younger because I remember she was about a grade or two below me. So it turned out she was only a year and a half younger, and she was just a grade below me. So from the small talk, we were just talking, and out of that small talk, we were just talking to each other about what we like to do, what we like to drink. And I had sent her like videos, and she had sent me videos and photos of, of herself, and we were just sharing like personal memories and stuff back and forth. And I had sent her basically a video of my friends recording me of me taking a chug out of some alcohol in front of a lake. And she said, "That's a nice ass view." And I was oblivious, I did not think that she was trying to flirt with me by any means. I mean, this is within the first few hours of us talking. And she said that, and I said, as oblivious as I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a nice lake by so-and-so." And she was like, "Oh, I was talking about you." So this was her, completely flirting with me first. I was not expecting it. I was just trying to get to know her. And this, like I said, this is within the first day. And this will be a continuous occurrence. And as I keep on talking about the story, you guys will soon find out. So we started talking and getting to know each other more. And, a few days after it was my birthday, and we were talking up until like midnight on the day of my birthday. And when it turned midnight, she said happy birthday to me. And then we'll talk about, how we should hang out, we should make plans. She asked me about my career, my military career. And, I told her I had 6 years of service, that it's my 6-year anniversary in about a month or two. And she said, "Oh, what are we doing?" And then she also told me that we should do something for my birthday, stuff like that, right? And we kept talking for a bit after, but she kind of stopped like texting so often, and she'll just like take a while to text back. And she told me she was a very busy person. She told me she worked a lot, which she did. She definitely was not lying about that. So I'll give her that. Well, anyways, after like a few weeks or so of talking, she ghosted me. Her text messages were very far in between, until she stopped responding completely. And then I just never got a text back. A month later, after ghosting me, this was back in January, mind you, so at this point it's February, I complimented on one of her pictures that she posted. She looked very gorgeous, she looked very pretty, so I decided, to, maybe try to spark something. And I complimented her on her picture, and she said thank you and asked how I was doing. Me thinking she wanted to start a conversation with me again, I told her, great, I have just been working and getting some training done. And I asked how she was doing. She never opened the message. It was a DM. She never opened it and never responded to it. This was back in the beginning of February. So obviously I was not going to be upset about it. It's whatever. I had tried already talking to her. That was the second time I tried talking to her. The first time she did seem interested because she did flirt with me and stuff like that. And she was actually talking to me pretty good. And then her messages went far in between and she ghosted me. I complimented her. She asked how I was doing a month later. And then she just never opened the message and never responded. So this is where we are at this point in time, correct? So now, fast forward a few months down the line, I get stationed to Alabama. I post a video of myself. It's not like a selfie or anything, but it was like a video of myself that I was kind of just showing like the scenery. And it was in my story. And she liked my story. So, I thought it was weird because, she had ghosted me. And I thought maybe that was her way of kind of like, trying to talk to me again or try to find a way to talk to me again or try to get me to DM her. But anyway, since she had already ghosted me, I wasn't going to chase that. It's not something I do. If she showed me she wasn't interested once, I'm not going to go ahead and keep on pursuing it. That's just how I am. I know a lot of guys are not like that, but it's just, at that point, it's just creepy. I'm not going to pursue it. So I didn't think much of it, whatever. About a month later, while I was still in Alabama, I posted another post to my story of myself in a pool getting some water training done. I said in the caption that I was scared, and she responds directly to my story. She responds, and mind you, this was after she liked my story. About a month later, she responds directly to my story and tells me, scared of what? She's asking me. And I tell her, scared of the water because I don't know how to swim. And I was being serious. I do not know how to swim. I'm telling you guys the truth. I do not. And then she goes ahead and flirts with me again. And she was like, don't worry, I'll save you. And then she'll say, please don't drown today. And we kind of shared a few messages back and forth. I asked her if she knew how to swim. She told me yes, because her parents would put her into swimming classes when she was younger. And I said, I never learned how to swim. And just shared a few conversations back and forth. And then she had ghosted me again for like 3 days. She did not respond to my DM. I thought it was weird. I was like, okay, now this girl is confusing me because she's flirting with me again. And then she's ghosting me again. So at that point, I messaged her and I was like, hey, if you are interested in talking to me, then tell me. If not, I'd rather you tell me you're not interested in talking to me than ghosting me again. And she genuinely apologized. Her apology seemed completely genuine. She said that she was vacationing in Mexico, which was true, and that she was planning on just texting me directly since she still had my number. And when she texted me, I never saved her number. I never did because we didn't go far from talking the first time, and I didn't expect to. I didn't save her number, but she had my number saved, which was crazy. And when she told me that she meant to text me, she texted me and she said hi with like the little like puppy eyes, little like watery eyes kind of emoji. Don't know how to really explain it. I could probably put it down in like the description or something. But she said hi. And from there, we start having a conversation. So at that point, she could have told me, hey, I'm not interested in talking to you like that. I'm not interested in anything. She could have not texted me at all. She could have not responded to my DM. She could have not responded to my story. But she did. So it seemed like she was coming on to me, or she was trying to talk to me and get to know me. So she could have easily just ignored me, not responded, or just would have ghosted me, just left me at being ghosted, because I had never saved her number to begin with. So I didn't expect too much of it. So we started talking, and as we were talking, this was obviously end of May, going on to early June, when I was talking to her, and everything seemed fine and she seemed amazing. I got to know her so much and she got to know me so well. I shared a lot of things about her, about my personal life, about my personal work life, everything. I shared her stories and she shared stories with me. She seemed genuinely interested in everything I had to say and everything I did. She generally seemed interested in my military career, in my life, and she started flirting with me all the time. She would call me handsome. She would say, "Good morning, handsome," in the morning. If she'd fall asleep, she'll text me in the morning first. And sometimes if I didn't text her in the morning, she'll be the first one to text me. So it seemed like she was interested. She was going out her way to text me. She was going out her way to compliment me. And further down the line, we start talking, getting to know each other more, obviously. And she starts kind of telling me like she has a crush on me, flirting with me. We just start talking and I'm trying to, tell her about my military career in my life and how, she should come and visit me and I could get her a ride on a helicopter, just like flirting and just talking, the normal stuff. After she starts telling me she has a crush on me, she starts telling me that I am very sweet, that I should hold her hand. She started telling me to like come here and hold my hand. And during that time, I have training. So I am gone for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I tell her that I'll be gone. She said, "Hey, when you get back," at this point, I'm already back to my hometown. I had already finished Alabama. I'm already back in my hometown. And in those 2 weeks of training, she said, "When you get back, we should do something. We should hang out." And I agreed, obviously. So with those 2 weeks of me being in training, we keep on talking. She continues to flirt with me. We share pictures back and forth. Obviously, she's a very attractive woman. And when I send her, she compliments me. I sent her one of me fishing about a year ago or 2 years ago. And I had a fish in my hand. And she tells me like, "You're so handsome." I'd cry. And she tells me, "You should catch me instead." She tells me, "I wish I was that fish." And then, she's always telling me like, "Oh, you should come here and hold my hand. You're so sweet." She starts telling me that I'm so sweet, that I am so funny. She's a very funny person too. And I tell her the same. So I start flirting back and I start talking to her. And she always tells me she has a crush on me and stuff like that. So obviously, what does the normal person think is that the normal person would think that this person wants something with you. She's telling you she has a crush on you. If she's flirting with you, calling you handsome, going out her way to get to know you, get to know your life, get to know everything about you, that shows something. That shows that she's actually genuinely interested. And that's exactly what I thought. I'm pretty sure if anybody outside, a third person, would see our conversations and everything that we had, they would agree. And I have all of this on my TikTok. I have all the messages, everything that I am explaining, have it as proof. So if you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I'll probably put it down in the description so that you guys can. And anyways, also one of the things she told me was if I gave her my heart, she said that she'll take good care of it. And she was like, hand it over, like, all caps, like joking around. She told me, "If you gave me your heart, I would take good care of it. Hand it over," with all caps, with like the little devil emoji or like the little mad emoji, like, like flirting with me in a good way, telling me things and making me feel good. She made me feel so good about myself. She really did. And it was a while. I had just gotten over a relationship, and it's been a while since I had felt that way. And it felt really good to be treated like this by another female, because I've had so many bad experiences, and I thought finally, I probably found the one. I thought she was the sweetest, and she seemed like she was the sweetest. She seemed like she was such a sweetheart, and she was such a sweetheart to me. And it sucks that it turned out the way it did, because I thought so highly of her. And, I was super happy, and I got my hopes up because she generally seemed like she was interested. Anyways, after I get done with my training, we finally make plans to hang out. We hang out and we go watch the new movie Top Gun. And before the movie starts, I go and pick her up. I give her a hug, and we're all talking in the car as we were driving to the movie theater and everything. We're getting to know each other, sharing stories. Everything seems fine. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. She seems like she's genuinely interested in everything I have to say. We share multiple stories. She tells me things about her extensions, her hair extensions, while we're walking as we're waiting for the movie to start. We're walking and talking, and, we're talking and having a good time. chatting it up and sharing funny stories, and everything seemed fine. Everything seemed great. She did not seem any sort of weird and any sort of reaction when she saw me in any weird way. Anyways, we get to the movie. We start watching the movie. Like around halfway down the movie, she goes ahead and holds my hand. She reaches out for my hand and she holds my hand. And then as the movie keeps on going, she gets more comfortable. She goes and holds my arm. She wraps her arm around my arm. And then a little bit after, she lays her head on my shoulder. And then she's kind of like caressing my arm and stuff like that as she's holding my hand. And in my head, I'm like, wow, this girl actually really likes me. Like, it's no joke. Everything she's been telling me this past month is not a joke. She seems like she does have a crush on me. She does like me. She does want me to hold her hand. It was like an affirmation. Like, everything was correct. It wasn't a joke. Like, she wasn't playing a prank on me, or she wasn't just using me or anything. It seemed like she genuinely liked me. And I was excited. I was telling my friends about this girl before when we were doing our training. I was telling all my friends about her and be like, she seemed really sweet. She's so sweet. I've been talking to her and I seemed genuinely happy. Because like I said, I haven't been happy in a long time. And when she came into my life, after ghosting me the first time, everything felt perfect. Everything felt right. Everything felt right in place. At least I thought. And I got my hopes up and I was telling everybody and super excited about this new female. And the movie ends, and then I hold her hand and I lead her to my car and I open the door for her as we're walking out. And we're talking in the car, and as I drop her off, she tells me, like, yeah, we should do this again. We should definitely do this again. I really enjoyed it. And then, we say our goodbyes. She tells me to text her when I get home. And I do. But she's already asleep by that time. And she texts me the next morning and says she had a really good time. And she thought that I was super handsome. And I told her that I thought she was like she looked way better in person. She was like, oh, that was like the sweetest thing anybody has ever said to me. So we're talking and like normal. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But within that week, so a week after we went on our first date, is when things completely went downhill. Exactly a week, actually. It was on a Monday when we went on the date. The next Monday is when basically things just pretty much ended. Everything that I thought completely got destroyed. And, the whole week she was still flirting with me. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Everything seemed fine. She was still flirting with me, saying things, calling me handsome, telling me good morning. She'll also tell me things like, I'll only have a good day if you do. Telling me to have a beautiful day, just as beautiful as I am. Like super sweet things to me. She'll tell me like the sweetest things, still. And then a whole week after, the next following Monday, I tell her like, hey, what made you interested in talking to me again? And she tells me, she was like, I did not mean to ghost you the first time and I felt bad, so I decided to message you again. And I was like, okay, that's all right. I was like, it's in the past. It is what it is. I was like, I didn't think too much of it, which I didn't, as I explained earlier in the video. And I then tell her, what are your intentions with me? I was like, I want to make it very clear because I could simp really hard for you and stuff like that, I was saying some stuff like that to make her know that I really do like her and I really am interested in her. And she did not respond. This was early in the morning on that Monday, and she did not respond the whole day. She did not respond until like around 8 or 9 p.m. And this was like a whole 12 hours. It was like around 9 a.m. And she responds, okay, look, I do like you, but I didn't talk to you with the intentions of leading you on. She said she only started to talk to me to get to know me, that she's not looking for anything serious right now because she's been in and out of relationships a lot, but that I'm a very sweet and nice guy. And she apologized for not responding the whole day. She said she was very busy and she was thinking about what to respond. And obviously that hit me really hard. It felt like somebody like just stabbed me like in the heart and pulled the knife out. It hurt because it was like a gut-wrenching feeling that I felt. I was not expecting that answer. I thought she was genuinely interested in me, and I really thought she actually wanted a relationship with me. I mean, she'd tell me she had a crush on me. She held my hand. It's like Any normal person would think that, right? After a whole month of talking and then going on a date, like everything seemed fine. Everything seemed perfect. I didn't do anything wrong, and I still didn't do anything wrong. And like I said, I have proof. I was never mean to her. I always treated her with respect, and I always tried to be the best person I can. I told myself, if this relationship works, I'm going to make and do all things right. And that I did. So when she said that to me, it was completely hurtful. It was hard. It was extremely hard for me. And I did not understand why she would say something like that to me after this whole time of going out her way and just wasting my time and wasting hers. I did not know why she did that. I still do not understand to this day why she did that. And I have a second part of my TikTok of the messages. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. But basically I responded, well, if you just wanted to get to know me or be friends, then friends don't do that. Friends don't hold someone's hand and lay their head on top of you. And she did not respond to that message. She did not. I waited 1 day, waited 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. She had ghosted me again. For the second time, she ghosted me after a whole month of flirting back and forth, of telling me she has a crush on me, on all of these things, going out her way to get to know me and actually feel like she genuinely was interested in me. She ghosted me again for the second time. And this was about 4th of July weekend. And I decided to send her one last DM. Because I was hurt. I was hurt, but I wasn't mean in that DM. And like I said, it's in my TikTok and you guys could go ahead and see it. And she did not respond for like a day or two after that message, that last message I sent her, And the last message she sent me was pretty hurtful, but you guys are going to have to see the TikTok in order for you to see what she said. But it was hurtful from her last message. And that was that. She blocked me on Instagram and she blocked me on TikTok. And I took her off Snapchat. Even though she had added me first on those two platforms, TikTok and Snapchat, she had added me, which is really weird. But this whole situation is weird because, I expected it because I thought she generally had a crush on me and she actually really liked me. But it's just weird that she did all that just to tell me that she's not looking for anything with me and that she didn't mean to lead me on. But with that being said, that's my story. That was that. Haven't heard from her since. I do wish her the best. I in no ways hate her. It did hurt me, and it just lost my trust with females even more. And it just makes me think that females truly are all the same. And while I am learning to live and let go, I know it does take me a while, but that's just who I am. I just don't like my time being wasted because there's one thing that we don't get back, and that's time. And with that being said, if you guys have any similar stories, anything to share, please, the comment section is completely open. I'll respond to each and every single one. And I want you guys to go ahead and tell me. I know guys go through a lot of stuff as well. I'm glad that guys can see that we could help each other and stuff like that. So you made it this far. Thank you for listening to the story. It really means a lot. And hopefully you guys did enjoy. And please remember to stay up. It is what it is. That's life. But stay up, Kings. Bye-bye.